Actually, we wanted the relationship to keep going, but because of the marginalization that we are seeing against our race, that is why we say we have to speak up. And the talk of saying that Hausa people have intermarried with Fulani, that is why they are now one. No, we are not one. We wanted to be one, but because they are segregating us, so we are no longer ones actually. Because if we are one, Hausa people too supposed to be seen occupying political positions. So it is because to them we are not one, that is why they are not allowing us. To even let me take for instance in kind of my states, you cannot see you can hardly see a government official that is a political appointee that is Hausa. There are Hausas, but they are very, very few. And so with that equity, we need equity, you know, so that our power will be the same. But when maybe in this crisis of let me call it Hausa genocide, because those people are the ones that have upper hands. They have upper hands over us.
The benefits, until people go to the genesis of the insecurity, we will not have a solution. That is the genesis of the insecurity in Nigeria. It started. I keep quoting. I've quoted it so many times. Others have also quoted it, not me alone. In 1960, just barely 5 months after Nigeria got independence in October, in fact, in October, I think it was 12th October 1960, the late Sadana of Sokoto, Alhaji Samadu Bello, he said that this new nation, Nigeria, that was the word he used, should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Dan Fodio. And we should never allow a change of power. He continued, the northern minorities we shall use as stepping stones, and the south we shall use as conquered territory, and we shall never allow them to rule over themselves. This ambition of the Fulanis to overrun Nigeria with their brand of Islam, which does not allow of religious tolerance, even within the Islamic faith itself, with a particular brand of Islam, so that if you don't believe in that brand of Islam, you are to be killed. Because even Yoruba Muslims, Yorubas were Muslims before Danfodio came to Nigeria. Islam in Yoruba land is older than Islam in the north. But we didn't take Yoruba didn't take the Islam from the north. Islam came to Yoruba land through a different route, and it predated that of the north. Even they regard Yoruba Muslims as infidels, because Yoruba Muslims are tolerant. In Yoruba land, we are very tolerant of religious differences. In families in Yoruba land, we have Muslims, we have Christians coexisting, living together, celebrating together. That is our own brand of Islam. So because of that, the Fulanis regard all of us, Christian and Muslim, as infidels. Because if you are a true Muslim, you are not supposed to live happily with a Christian. You are supposed to kill them. So I'm saying that those of us who think we are targets to be killed, but the same people who say they are the same country with us, we have a right to say no. We want to a place where we can live our own life peacefully. Where we can live our own life peacefully without being afraid to go to bed at night. That some people might come and burn our villages and kill us and rape our women. So that is why I don't blame people who are agitating for Yoruba nation, for Igbo nation, for all sorts of other things, because we are all confronted by the same terror, the same terrorism that is now ravaging Nigeria, which is based on this Fulanization agenda.
Okay. Yes. Okay. You know okay?
You need to educate me.
Obi Konkoso.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Obi Konkoso.
I think it's
Distinguished sir. Fight it out. Obi Konkoso.
Okay.
Distinguished sir. So see, Konkosia is not a party.
okay.
It's a movement. Like obedience. Yeah, it's a movement, not a party. You understand? And Konkosia is the strongest movement in this country. We have the largest movement in the country. Obedience is a very large movement too.
They want to scare me off. It's a lie. I've been through this path before, and if I have to come back over and over and over again, I'll do the same thing. There is no better place than your own country, and no one can build it except you.
As viewers, if you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Tinubu, we are seeing a surprise development, a situation where Senator Tinubu, perhaps this is why they call him a master strategist, clamping down on the 2023 bad boys. Talking about the lives of Erufai, Malami, and all this happened to be from the Fulani extraction. You look at see Tinubu is all out for the Fulanis and the 2023 bad boys.
I think he's trying to.
Who ultimately work with Buhari?
I think he's trying to capture them. You know, by the time he's finally captured them, then he will tell them where they actually belong. Tinubu is already eyeing to destroy Buhari in the north. You know, those who are definitely going to give him headache. 2023. But another thing we are seeing very closely now is that, you know, subsequently we are seeing that these are the real people that actually worked with him 2023 with APC. Of course, most of them are the foundation members of APC under Buhari. Most of them came very together, including Shegumi, you know, and so many of them like that who can come in together to make sure that APC came into power, and also who used the influence of Buhari to also move to Tinubu's camp, work with Tinubu, make Tinubu who he is today. The thing is that, you know, at a point, they now felt that, yes, we are all bad boys. We know the secret. We know what happened. You know, we know how we manipulated. You know, we know the area we got to. You know, we know what we put on the table. We know what we agree. How come now you want to show the north that you are this, you are cutting to that level now, you want to start to threaten the north? And Tinubu is saying, no, I am the president. Irrespective of whatever security deal we might have entered that is unknown to Nigeria, you know, that doesn't mean you should not recognize me as the president. I have the right to take decisions the way I want. I think that was what sent a certain signal. Whether you like it or not, I am not a Erufai fan, and I can never be an Erufai fan. You know, if you look at Erufai very well, you understand that, you know, Erufai is one of the bad boys of the north. You know, also is one of the bad boys of the north. Malami also is one of the bad boys of the north.
If you permit me to jump in here, I understand that though Erufai is already a custody of DSS, because Erufai is already a custody of EFCC, but when they attempted to arrest him upon return from Egypt, he went to meet with Atiku, and he told Atiku point blank that the process of removing Tinubu had just begun. So don't you see this man as a hard to crack nut? That he will not be broken. He
told Tinubu that before you kill me, I will kill you. You know, nothing just yes. And your president cannot even arrest you. Do you know why Erufai is sounding like that? Erufai is clearly Bola Tinubu knows that it's dangerous. Why they are running after these people? One person, Malami, Erufai, and one other, including Gumi. Why Bola Tinubu is brutal? Why Bola is trying to make sure that, you know, he squeezes them and finally captured them, subdue the pro-Buhari in the north, and then be able to march on them and claim victory. I don't know how they not want to stand and watch that happen in their presence. So they are ready to cause problem, because this thing you are seeing, between El-Rufai might actually lead to serious revolution in the country. Yes, because they see El-Rufai as one of the baddest boy of 2023 in the north, So Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to toy with one of the northern bad boy.
But if I may ask here, when El-Rufai was going to answer EFCC, he went with a retinue of his supporters. But as we have it, the police did not waste time in dispersing them violently with tear gas, all of that. Does it mean the man El-Rufai cannot stand Tinubu when it comes out of this?
Let me tell you, those who are controlling them are the ones that are telling them what to do. They went there, yes, they escorted El-Rufai to that place, and after he was arrested and taken to EFCC custody. That is okay. But when we all say that, and when the not orders of anything, when they are out for anything, then definitely. But you can see that this game is all about Nuhu Ribadu and El-Rufai, whichever secret they share. Nobody knows actually what is in the picture. Was it a secret plan? Was there a plan? If you look at these people very well, look at the kind of statement El-Rufai made when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Look at Malami, look at Ribadu, look at all these people, unseen forces that gathered against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, pointing that, if they could not reveal such secret, what was that substance meant for? Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu aware of other secrets? Is Nuhu Ribadu now really to spill the beans and let the whole world know that this is what Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who Nigerians are claiming or seeing as one particular, Jagaban, one side, but that might not be very innocent of what is happening in Nigeria. By the time they open up, then it will going to result to serious revolution or war.
But let me even ask you, because as we have it, Arewa Constitution Forum have already come out to say this electoral act reform that they reject the position of the Senate and House of Representatives. And this is the same position of El-Rufai, Atiku, though of most Nigerians. Does it mean the leaders of the North are now in unison, because they are accusing the executive, talking about federal government, of influencing National Assembly to come up with this fraudulent electoral bill?
Well, let me tell you, I have sensing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to force himself to the people, and they not have rejected him. I can see the video that one of the monarch there that happening in our Asura. They've already told him that the East have rejected you. The South have rejected you. The way he's going to have a level of support is likely going to be from the Southwest and some fraction of the Middle Belt. As I can tell you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if they happen to give Obi ticket in ADC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is gone. I can tell you that he is gone. Whether he decide to rig or not, whether he decide to manipulate or not, because you see, they told him that we are the evil that brought you.
But from every indication and sign, do you not think Peter Obi will be the candidate?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if ADC do the needful, then Bola Ahmed Tinubu is gone. All the friends have told him, we are the evil, and we are the one that brought evil, and we are the one to remove the evil. And he said it very clearly. If you try me, then we'll go and deal with ourselves. You can see the level of confidence.
You're talking about El-Rufai. El-Rufai was the same man that said what Tinubu is paying the bandits. He also said that what he said Tinubu is withdrawing over 100 billion monthly from the federation account. And the last one was, he said what, another bombshell where he said that the NSA Nubadu has recently imported another chemical. Some said chemical, some said it's a substance that can slowly kill thousands of people slowly. Do you not think this, and we see from our reaction, from what we are getting, we know that Rubadu is in panic, he's crying, he's saying, why will El-Rufai expose him this way? Do you not think this is why Tinubu is saying no, this guy should be put in Kuje prison?
That's what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is just to cover up this secret. Ribadu is already begging, because they know that El-Rufai is dangerous. He can speak, he can speak the beans. He doesn't care. He can scatter, he can destroy, and he has secretly went to Tinubu now start begging, Oga, please, how do we handle this El-Rufai thing and all that? Tinubu said, worry, we'll handle it. Things are getting spoiled every day, and that is why they Igbo traditional institution are giving a serious warning to the president of Nigeria via a social gathering where they told him clearly to return Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya or UK before the explosion of that telling substance, that odorless poison. You know, we don't know what that odorless poison is meant for. El-Rufai cannot just come into the public and begin to mention such a thing. Of course, we expect the federal government to deny it, you know, but what is that?
Because somebody is already agreeing
yes, even the tear gas they shot, you know, there, you know. So you don't know at a present. Okay, look at the guy, Malaifa, you know, the former CBN deputy governor under Sanusi. What happened? How did he die? He died after visiting the DSS. He died mysteriously. And he happens to be the only Hausa voice in the wilderness. An Hausa man who has attained that rank. So you can see clearly there's already tension. You know, what is it that El-Rufai is having secretly? Is it connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What is that poison for? Has it been attempted? Is El-Rufai going to tell the whole world that this thing has already been attempted on Mazi Nnamdi? Because they will know. Because if you look at it very clearly, you know, they said once you take it, you gradually, nobody will know. Quietly. Very dangerous. Federal government and DSS should. In fact, at this point in time now, El-Rufai should resign. Nihu Ribadu should resign and face and clear his name on the issue connected to that poisonous substance.
Because a lot of people have said this was the same NSA when about 2 bandits were caught in Kwara State where they admitted that the NSA, you know,
they might not be able to know. That's what I was saying. And El-Rufai has at every point in time been coming out with a lot of revelations about this government. You know, how they formed it, what happened, how Obi won that election, how the election was manipulated. The same El-Rufai had been out making this statement and all that. You know, and because he has gotten to that point that you know that he resisted arrest in the airport there because he feared that that poison might be used against him. It's very possible. So we expect that the civil society organization should mandate Nihu Ribadu to come and clear his name on how that issue came about, because I think the matter is in the court now. You know, they should go there and sort themselves out, and possibly, you know, an investigation should be carried out to be able to ascertain the situation of that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was in DSS custody, because these are odorless. This is like a nuclear weapon. You know, you can inhale it, you can take it without knowing it at any point in time. So, as dangerous as that poison from Finland, why would a government at this point in time begin to bring in poisonous substances to threaten Nigerians or to kill Nigerians secretly? So, there's a killer squad in Nasrallah. And that is what El-Rufai is talking about. That's a killer gang in Nasrallah.
A lot of people are saying, if this will bring the disintegration of Nigeria, let it be. Yoruba, Hausa, they are saying if El-Rufai continues to, you know, if they give him the opportunity to talk, and that will, and if it can lead to the disintegration of Nigeria, let it be. Do you agree with that?
That's why they're able to put him in FCC custody, so that they can start meeting him there to start begging him. You know, to cover up these things. Please cover up. Don't let this thing be. Because when this guy, because if you are getting to that point that it has become, he said, before you kill me, I will kill you. You know, that's what he said. You know, so if you are getting to that point that it has become life-threatening, he's going to put everything on the table. And of course, this government is gone. Because
this chemical, you know, the United States government are watching what is currently happening, and with this, you know, the chemical, we don't know if it used to be true. The US government might be forced to interfere as regards
of course,
the FBI.
The FBI already, Bola Tinubu, you know, is having a running battle now with the drug issue, you know, and the US government can also order for Nihu Ribadu's arrest, and of course those who were involved. And I can tell you before, because they mentioned the investigation is already going. FBI is everywhere now monitoring the source of that this thing from Poland, whether it actually came from Poland, whether it actually came from, you know, other parts of the world that are connected, whether that poison was meant to kill Christians in Nigeria. You don't know whether at that point that substance was meant to be given to jihadists in Nigeria to continue to operate. You don't know. Since you saw that the young man there, who is a terrorist, when he was caught in Kwara, he mentioned office of the National Security Advisor to the President. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what are you actually doing in this regard? And I can tell you, it is now for the leadership of the IPOB, the DOS themselves, now to begin an intelligence report in that regard and find out whether that poison was actually used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in DSS.
So the doctors they should make sure the IPOB now should make sure that they run a test on Nnamdi Kanu to ascertain whether this chemical has not been used on Nnamdi Kanu.
And that is why the traditional ruler says that the movement Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya, from Kenya to UK, and that's what the man is crying, that they should remove him immediately because of the fear of the spread. Maybe it has happened or it has not happened, but I can tell you it's a serious allegation against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That means there is a death squad, gang, a poisonous squad in Aso who are there, watching to make sure that an agenda is being carried out, and that agenda is what El-Rufai is trying to expose. So the best thing for them to do is to get him to sit down in one place and mount pressure for him on negotiation, and that's why he is in EFCC. He's not in EFCC to surrender what is 480 billion that El-Rufai cannot give them. Do you know how many El-Rufai has become ministers? How many years ago? 8 years governor, and a lot of things have gone through, and how much is 400? El-Rufai cannot even give them from his pocket. So El-Rufai is there. I can tell you the real secret why El-Rufai is there. If they are begging him already, Ogama Binu, don't expose this thing. If you expose this thing, we are gone. And the guy is ready. Because if